What not to wear on a cruise just changed dramatically in 2025. And what happened to passengers this year will shock you. Picture this. You've saved for months, your bags are packed, passport in hand, and security takes one look at your outfit and says, "Sorry, you can't board." It's not your ticket, not your documents, it's your clothes. The cruise industry quietly rolled out stricter dress codes, and passengers are getting blindsided at terminals worldwide. These are the insider truths that separate rookies from pros at sea. Let's find out. Number 1. The swimwear boarding trap. Most cruisers don't realize that wearing any form of swimwear or beach attire during embarkation is now an instant boarding denial. This includes bikini tops, sarongs, board shorts, and even mesh cover-ups over swimwear. Cruise lines quietly implemented this rule because they want to project an upscale resort image from the moment you step aboard, and beachwear signals you don't take their rules seriously. Here's your boarding hack. Always pack a complete boarding outfit in your carry-on. Collared shirt, proper pants or dress, and closed-toe shoes. Tell the terminal agent, "I understand the dress code requirements," and have appropriate attire for all venues. This shows you're a seasoned cruiser who respects their standards. Pro tip, even if you're coming from a beach resort, change clothes before heading to the terminal. Keep your swimwear buried in checked luggage until you reach your cabin. Think that's strict? Wait until you hear about the clothing that's now considered a security threat. Number 2, the graphic tee controversy crackdown. Cruise lines prefer you don't know. They're now flagging any graphic tee with potentially controversial content, not just explicit language. This includes political slogans, memes, historical references, or anything that could spark debate among passengers. In today's climate, they're desperate to avoid any incident that could go viral and damage their brand reputation. The key phrase to remember when approaching security, if questioned about any graphic clothing, say, "I have alternative clothing options available and am happy to comply with all dress code requirements." This shows cooperation without admitting wrongdoing. Pro tip. The safest graphics are nature scenes, cruise line logos, or destination-specific imagery. If you have to question whether a shirt might offend someone, leave it at home. All right, you're not going to believe this next one. Number 3, the bare minimum boarding blockade. Here's what they keep hidden. The no shirt, no shoes, no service rule now applies the moment you step into the terminal building, not just on board. Cruise security is turning away passengers who arrive barefoot or shirtless, even if they're coming from nearby beaches. This is about health codes, safety liability, and maintaining their sophisticated image. Your exact words to guest services if questioned. "I apologize for the oversight and have appropriate footwear, clothing immediately available." Then quickly remedy the situation. Pro tip. Keep flip-flops and a basic t-shirt in your day bag at all times. Even if you're staying at a beach resort next to the port, assume you need full coverage from hotel to cabin. But here's where most cruisers get blindsided. Number 4, the face covering security scare. Cruise lines will never admit this, but anything obscuring your face during boarding, including large sunglasses, elaborate makeup, or costume masks, can trigger security protocols and delay or deny your boarding. This isn't about fashion. It's about homeland security requirements and passenger identification verification. The magic phrase for security: "I understand the identification requirements and am happy to remove any face coverings for verification." Then comply immediately and professionally. Pro tip, save dramatic makeup, costume elements, and oversized accessories for after you're in your cabin. Boarding day should be your most conservative look. Ready for the kicker? Here it comes. Number 5, the metal detector nightmare. Most cruisers don't realize that spiked jewelry, studded clothing, or heavy chain accessories now trigger enhanced security screenings that can delay boarding for hours. What cruise lines don't advertise is that these items are flagged as potential weapons, and security officers have the authority to confiscate them indefinitely. Your response, if stopped: "I was unaware of the policy and am happy to secure these items in my checked luggage immediately." Stay calm and cooperative. Arguing will only make things worse. Pro tip, pack all metal-heavy accessories in checked luggage. If you must wear jewelry, stick to small, simple pieces without spikes, studs, or excessive chains. Number 6, the ripped clothing rejection. Here's the part nobody talks about. Severely distressed jeans, shirts with multiple holes, or clothing that looks deliberately destroyed is now grounds for boarding denial. Cruise lines are elevating their brand image and consider excessively ripped clothing inconsistent with their upscale resort atmosphere, even for casual wear. When packing, use this test. If more than 30% of the garment shows skin through holes or tears, leave it at home. Tell guest services if questioned, I have alternative clothing that better aligns with your dress standards. Pro tip, a few small, tasteful, distressed areas on jeans might pass, but anything that looks like it barely survived a shredder should stay home. Number 7. The undergarment exposure epidemic. Ignore this next one, and your cruise could be ruined before it starts. Cruise lines are strictly enforcing no visible undergarments policies, which now includes bra straps, boxers showing above pants, or any sleepwear worn in public areas. They're actively turning away passengers who arrive in pajamas, robes, or clothing that reveals undergarments. The insider phrase, I understand the appropriate attire requirements and will ensure proper coverage at all times. This signals you're a respectful passenger who won't cause issues on board. Pro tip, pack a lightweight cardigan or wrap to ensure coverage. Even a quick trip from your cabin requires actual clothes, not sleepwear or exposed undergarments. If you thought that was shocking, wait until you hear this. But before that, if you found this helpful so far, tap like and subscribe. It helps us keep sharing the truths cruise lines won't tell you. And trust me, the biggest game changers are still ahead. Number 8. The tank top dinner disaster. Here's the mistake that costs passengers the most. Men wearing tank tops, sleeveless shirts, or even casual t-shirts to dinner venues are being turned away at dining room entrances. Cruise lines tightened enforcement because they want to maintain an upscale dining atmosphere, and sleeveless clothing doesn't meet their smart casual evening standards. Your solution phrase to the maitre d', I apologize for the dress code oversight. May I return once I've changed into appropriate attire? This shows respect and usually gets you a preferred reservation time. Pro tip, pack at least 3 collared shirts, polo or button-down, for evening dining. It's better to be overdressed than denied entry to specialty restaurants you've already paid for. Number 9. The footwear fiasco. Cruise lines are expanding their inappropriate footwear restrictions beyond flip-flops. Worn-out sneakers, Crocs, house slippers, and any shoe that makes noise or tracks dirt are now banned from dining venues, specialty restaurants, and evening entertainment spaces. The key is knowing what to say to venue staff. I have appropriate footwear in my cabin and can return properly dressed. This avoids arguments and shows you understand their standards. Pro tip, pack dress shoes, boat shoes, or stylish sandals for evening venues. Save flip-flops exclusively for pool areas, your cabin, and casual port excursions. Number 10. The sheer clothing scandal. What cruise lines don't advertise is their crackdown on sheer or mesh clothing without proper undergarments or lining. Anything that reveals too much skin, undergarments, or appears overly provocative is being flagged at boarding and venue entrances. Your diplomatic response if questioned, I understand the coverage requirements and have appropriate layers available. Then add the necessary coverage immediately. Pro tip, if wearing sheer items, ensure they're properly lined or layered. The family-friendly environment standard is stricter than many passengers realize. Number 11, the costume context crisis. Here's what they keep hidden. Wearing theme night costumes outside designated events, including during boarding or at dinner on non-themed nights, can cause boarding delays or venue denials. Cruise lines want to maintain an elegant resort atmosphere, not a constant costume party. The smart approach. Ask guest services. What are the appropriate hours for themed attire and where can I change if needed? This shows you respect the ship's ambiance expectations. Pro tip. Pack themed costumes in your checked luggage and only wear them during designated events. Regular clothes are required for boarding, dining, and general ship activities. Number 12. The destination law landmine. This is the most dangerous oversight. Many Caribbean and African ports have laws prohibiting civilians from wearing camouflage clothing. You can be fined, arrested, or denied port entry just for wearing camo shorts or a military-style jacket. Cruise lines rarely warn passengers about destination-specific clothing laws. Your emergency phrase to port authorities: "I was unaware of the local regulations and will return to the ship to change immediately." Apologize sincerely and comply without argument. Pro tip: research clothing laws for every port before packing. When in doubt, leave military-style clothing at home entirely. It's not worth the legal risk. Number 13, the crew uniform confusion. Most cruisers don't realize that clothing resembling crew uniforms, specific colors, styles, or decorative elements like epaulets can trigger security concerns during boarding. This creates confusion about passenger versus crew identification and can delay your embarkation. If questioned by security, say, "I understand the concern and am happy to change into clearly distinguishable passenger attire." Cooperation is key to resolving this quickly. Pro tip: avoid navy blazers with gold buttons, white uniforms with stripes, or anything that could be mistaken for maritime attire during boarding day. Number 14. The cultural sensitivity surprise. Cruise lines are quietly screening for clothing that could be considered culturally insensitive or appropriative. This includes wearing traditional garments from cultures not your own, especially if styled inauthentically or as a costume, rather than respectful cultural dress. The respectful response, if approached: "I meant no disrespect and am happy to change into more appropriate attire." Acknowledge the concern and remedy it immediately. Pro tip: when in doubt, choose your own cultural clothing or neutral options. Avoid wearing traditional garments as fashion statements unless you genuinely understand and respect their cultural significance. And finally, the one secret seasoned cruisers swear by. Number 15. The wrinkled wardrobe catastrophe. Here's the final secret cruise executives pray you never discover. Severely wrinkled, stained, or disheveled clothing can get you turned away from dining venues and formal events. Cruise lines expect a resort-ready appearance, and clothing that looks like it came from the bottom of a laundry basket clashes with their upscale image. Your saving grace phrase to venue staff: "I apologize for my appearance. May I use the restroom to freshen up before returning?" This shows you understand their standards and are willing to meet them. Pro tip: pack wrinkle release spray, choose travel-friendly fabrics, and use the ship's laundry services. Looking neat and presentable isn't optional, it's required for venue access. So, which outfit rule shocked you the most? And do you have your own cruise dress code story? Drop it in the comments so we can all learn from each other's experiences and sail smarter together. If you're planning a cruise and want to avoid getting turned away at the terminal, check out my next video where I reveal 11 shocking reasons cruises deny boarding in 2025. Hit like, share this with your cruise buddies, and subscribe to join thousands of savvy cruisers who refuse to get caught off guard. Until next time, smooth sailing.